Hello, this is a walkthrough video for our brand new Zone of Inhibition beta workflow in PIXL. This workflow focuses on the analysis of zones of inhibition, where a colony is the central feature. As you can see, we're in the PIXL main menu. To get to our Zone of Inhibition workflow, we're going to go to Run Workflows and scroll across to Zone of Inhibition. Now this is a beta workflow which was designed for use with central colony zone of inhibition, but feel free to try any zone of inhibition protocols that you're working on. We'd love to get your feedback. In our help menu, we've included a QR code which takes you straight to a feedback form on our website. Alternatively, you can email ux@singerinstruments.com with any feedback, both good and bad. So I'm going to close this down and let's get into it. To begin, I'm going to press our Zone of Inhibition workflow button, and this takes us through to our project setup page. Now this starts the same as every PIXL workflow. We have a few icons here: last used, blank and template. For this example we are going to start with blank, and this is just a blank fresh project. So I'm going to go to select source plate, and what you'll notice is that every next stage button is always in this top right hand corner. In this workflow we can choose from two different types of source plate, either the SBS format single well plate such as our Singer Instruments Plus plates, or we can select 90mm Petri dishes. For this example we'll stay with the SBS format plate. On this screen, we can also sector our plate. As you can see here, we have several different options for various grids. However, we're going to stay with the no sectoring option. Next up, this is the part of the process where you would load your plate into the PIXL. If you'd like to rename your plate, we can go down to this button and simply adjust the box. If your plate has a barcode, this can be scanned and it will also appear in this box. With our plate loaded, we can move on to capture settings. This workflow only uses white light, and all of the camera settings and lighting settings can be adjusted in this edit box. For this example, we're going to stay with our default settings. Once you're happy with your camera settings, we can move on to the locate stage. This is where the algorithm detects all of the zone of inhibition features on the plate. This has been given its own stage so that the user can adjust the algorithm selections before any filtering takes place. We have two different algorithms to choose from. These are called Edgewalker and Continuous Area. Edgewalker is a single pass algorithm that runs faster, and Continuous Area is a multi-pass algorithm with several different presets for different plate types, such as noisy zones and low contrast. For this example, I'm going to go back to the Edgewalker algorithm. At this stage, we can also set up a couple of conditions to keep and exclude zones in multiple sectors and colonies in multiple zones. With the algorithm set up, I can move on to the refine stage. At this stage, the workflow has labelled all of the features for us, starting with the largest zone and working down to the smallest zone. Selected colonies are marked with a red line. Selected zones are marked with an orange line. Anywhere where there is an overlapping zone, you get a dashed line. The radius is also labelled, and this is from the centre of the labelled zone to the edge of the labelled zone. We can also filter our selection. By going to the Filter tab, you have a breakdown of the various filters for both zones and colonies. It's a case of simply adjusting the slider to reach your required selection. You can see here that the features have turned dark blue because they no longer meet that filter requirement. We can also adjust things manually. I'm set up in the Colonies tab, and by clicking on the feature I can deselect it. You can also see that this is reflected in the labelling at the top of the screen. All of these labels are turned on by default, but they can be turned off in the Display tab, and we have a set of simple toggles. A breakdown of all these selections and colours can be found in the Info tab under the key. When you're happy with your selections, we can move on to the summary stage. This provides a breakdown of all the selected zones and colonies, any filters used, and any relevant sector information. There is also a space to adjust the Rearray template settings if you need to. We've also included the feedback QR code on this page. This takes you to the same feedback form that I was talking about earlier. Alternatively, you can email us at ux@singinstruments.com with any additional feedback. Finally, we have the export screen. This lets you view all of the data for this particular experiment. To access it, you have to go to Open Export, and you can see a breakdown of all your files. We have images of all the selected colonies and zones, the Rearray template. This can be edited for use with the PIXL Rearray mode. All you have to do is add your target plate and your target plate positions. The original image that's unprocessed, and also a processed image with all of your selected colony and zone information. To get back to the home screen, simply press Finish. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy using our new workflow, and we look forward to your feedback. See you next time.